great way to start the video, don't you think? Jesus. But welcome back. I'm going to be doing a compound butter. A compound butter is the same as any other butter, honestly. Still made with butter, of course. You just, butter you've added shit to. Compound. Yeah. Most of the fancy terms you see in menus and read online aren't that fancy. Like, they're just not. Y'all just don't know what it is. But that's why I'm here. Ask. Like, most people have no idea. Like, when I was trying to explain compound butter to a few people, they're like, wait, what? Like, what? I'm like, shut up. Not that hard. But then again, I spend most of my time watching cooking programs. I spend most of my time, like, looking up recipes, following chefs and stuff. So I know a lot more than the average person does. So a lot of it seems pretty duh to me. That can seem like, you know, quantum physics to a lot of people. So, yeah, good times. Hello, Robert. Hello, Jeanette. But let's go ahead and get started. First things first. Move this out of the way. Get my cutting board over here so y'all can kind of, sort of, maybe, possibly see what the hell I'm doing. It's just a little bit. Wipe that off, it's fine. A little bit of red sauce on there because I am making red sauce right here. So, yeah. But in this, I have a shit ton of basil. I'm never going to use all this. I bought it tonight specifically for this, and this is the only one they had at the second store I went to. And I was like, I got to get home. I'm not trying to do this all fucking night. So I'm just going to get it. And I'm out of compound butter anyway. So fuck, that's just fucking perfect timing. I do keep compound butter in the freezer as like a finishing butter kind of thing. So, yes. How are you, Jeanette? It's been 17 years. Has it? Holy shit, it's been like, what, 13 years since I talked to you last? So, and I don't know if y'all just came over from the last viewing, but I, like, maybe I should just start coming on later. Or maybe it's the fact that the title is so weird. But this does take time. Like, A, stemming the herbs takes some time. B, the roasted garlic takes time. You can buy it. I know Kroger here, the fancy one when we don't have a pandemic going on, sells roasted garlic for like, what is it, $10 a pound in like a little bar kind of thing set up. So yeah, good times, good times. But why would I ever do that when actual garlic is like $3 a pound? You bring it in, you wrap it up in parchment paper, foil, whatever you have, pop it in the oven, well, drizzle with oil, wrap it up, pop it in the oven, 350, come back in an hour, take it out, let it cool. It's roasted. It's that simple. So instead of spending like $2, I spent like 50 cents. But yeah, good times. Just, I know it looks like a massive shit ton of basil piling up here. But, yeah, it's not going to get used, like, a lot at once. Rob, I put it on, like, any kind of meat, really. Steaks, chicken, works great on chicken, actually. You can use it, I've used it in place of butter in recipes. Like, the last couple of times this got used was when I needed to make a red sauce and I couldn't find fresh basil. So I went to my compound butter, which was basil. You know, it was fresh when I did it. It still turned out phenomenal. So, I have no issues. I'm wondering if I should put a little bit of parsley in here too. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I don't think I'm going to end up doing it, but we'll see. Y'all know how indecisive I am. But yes, stem your basil till the whole fucking thing is empty. Get that out of my life. Get your bowl. One with them big old, one of the big old rounded sides kind of thing. Let me get another knife. Oh, my dishwasher was running. Okay. There we go. Okay. We've got our metric shit ton of basil. What do you mean turmeric? Why are you just randomly saying turmeric? Like, sorry, the handle of this is still really hot. I want to cool it down so it doesn't try to bruise my basil in the water. Yeah, why are you just saying turmeric, Rob? Hey, Cassie. Because the blaze too hot, it can actually interfere with the basil and start it browning. Which, if your knife's sharp, it won't bruise and it won't brown. So, give this quick dry. Not that that really fucking matters, but okay. I've got 2 bowls here. This one and the one I'm going to mix in. Do this in batches. Take half the basil, throw it in there. Crunch this all together. And just start chopping. You can do I suggest doing a rough chop when it comes to this. Just do this for like 3 minutes. It's not going to make a huge difference once it's cut. But once you cut into like the log of butter. Because I freeze mine personally. Because I had some compound butter that was amazing. And I kept it in the fridge and ended up going bad like within 3 or 4 days. So I was like, nope, freezer from here on out. You can put turmeric in the butter. They aren't going to go that well together in my experience. In ghee, maybe, which is just clarified butter that's been allowed to re-solidify. Oh yeah, if y'all see a recipe that calls for ghee, G-H-E-E, it's literally clarified butter. Spend $3 on a pound of butter, bring it to a boil, or bring it melted on the stove on like a low heat, scoop all the shit off the top, like all of it, set it to the side, let it re-solidify. You have ghee. Don't spend $8 on half that amount in the store because it's shelf stable. So it's fucking, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. First batch is done. If you've got a fancy hopper or chopper, you can use that too. But I will tell you, it actually tastes a lot better and looks a lot better if you do not use like a food processor, because that can tend to pulverize it and basically turn it like a pesto. Which is going to be delicious, but it's not going to look as good when it gets to the butter. Because then you're going to be like, oh, why the fuck is this butter green? This butter is going to have all of that funness, that beautiful, amazing flavor, without the added benefit of pretending it's St. Patrick's Day and then this shit was on purpose. Yeah. Chop it up fairly fine. Old ass cutting board. Just trying to be an asshole. Pepper goes great. Salt, pepper, whatever you want to use. I'm using salted butter, so don't really see the point in it. But here's the rest of our basil. Scrapey scrape. Booyah. Now, here is our garlic that I roasted off earlier. Careful with it when you peel it, because it kind of falls to pieces, honestly. And there's the first bit of the roasted garlic. It comes out as like a paste, which is a delicious paste. You just like pop them and squeeze them right in, actually. See? It doesn't have as strong of a taste as raw garlic, so you're good on that. It doesn't have that burn that raw garlic has either. It's like a subtle smokiness, which is why you can get away with putting an entire clove in the sumbitch, which is what we're about to do. Not clove, bulb. I used the wrong word. Jeanette, I would love to make creamy mushroom soup, or like a mushroom bisque one night. And I can, no problem, but it has to be a night that Joshua has food already, because he has developed an intolerance to mushrooms over the years.
Which is weird.
Because he likes them, he does. But every time I cook them, like, no matter what they're in, they end up, like, fucking up his stomach pretty hard.
And I end up throwing up around 3 or 4 in the morning.
He wakes up, like, his stomach pains, and ends up puking like 3 o'clock in the morning. And the only combination, the only, what's the word? Things they have in common.
Commonality,
yeah, the only commonality there is mushrooms. So, right. Squeeze all that in there, and all of it. Yep, there's what's left. Wash my hands. Garlic, basil, butter. This is 2 sticks of salted. You can use unsalted. Then you can add salt. It's 1/4 teaspoon per stick. We'll turn salted, or we'll turn unsalted into salted butter. Real simple. Get that out the way. Now, here, like a flattened good spoon. Just get in here and start pressing into the sides. You're basically forcing all of the basil into the butter. It will fight you at first. You will say this isn't going to work. Like, see? That versus like that. Yeah, it will fight, but it will give. Just understand who the hell's actually in control here. Is it you, or is it the damn basil? No, it's you. You own this shit. It's going to do what you say. It just might need to be coerced, like in a mafia style. Yell at it, threaten its family, tell it's going to sleep with the fishes. Whatever you got. Whatever works for you. The scraping motion like this actually works really well. You can see it. Get this good and mixed. You want it to be as thoroughly mixed as possible so that every bite or every slice that you get out of this, once you start cutting into it, will taste the same. See right there's a big old glog of butter still versus all that. So, got to get that in there, smear it around. Where you own this shit. This has to do what you say. And if it's not doing what you say, then you didn't do what I said. So if it's refusing at this point still, then I don't know what's wrong with your shit, and I can't help you. So I've done this a dozen times. This always works. Also, while I'm trying to keep the bolt in the shot so that, yes, room temp. So that y'all don't try to say that, oh, you switched it out. No, the hell I didn't. Just take some. Y'all saw me make whipped cream the other night by hand for that galette. Yeah, your arm's gonna start hurting, and usually, one of the time your arm starts hurting, you have this beautiful compound roasted garlic and fresh basil butter. You can use a dough hook. It's going to take a lot longer, and you're going to mess up a whole other thing. You got to pull out that giant thing. You got to pull out the giant mixer. Just put it in a bowl. It's easy in a bowl. Stop trying to find ways to not do it. Do it. Is this the open one? No. Plastic wrap, cellophane, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's all the same shit. Lay it on your counter. Spread it out. Looks good. Take your basil butter, scrape the sides as best you can. Because remember, you paid for this. I want every last bit of it I can get out. Otherwise, it's going to end up in the trash or in the garbage disposal of the dishwasher. And I ain't paying to feed my fucking dishwasher. Scrape it all off with the finger, off with the spoon. Get every last bit you can. Okay. Can y'all see that at all? You can kind of see it. Move it over a little bit more. Try to keep it away from the stove because the stove is hot. Roll over to the cellophane's touching. Push it down and pull it forward into a log. As thick or as thin as you want. But it's something that'll be easy for you to manipulate and use later on. This actually works for me. We got the edges, quick little twist. Roll it back into the shape. And there we have it. Roasted garlic, basil compound butter. This is still very soft. It's going in the freezer right now immediately. Just so I can use it for whatever the hell I want to next time. So it'll probably end up going in sauces or something. Or next time I do ravioli, it'll probably end up going in that. Or any recipe that really calls for butter that you think can be kicked up just a little bit by adding some like basil to it. So it's real easy. It's not hard. Just remember, this isn't a cooking butter. This is a finishing butter. This goes on at the very end, the last thing you do. This goes on right before you put it, when you're plating your meat or whatever, this goes on right then. If you cook it, the butter or the basil will lose its green and it becomes kind of like brown and gray. It goes great on steak. like a brownish, grayish kind of thing, and it's not as pretty anymore. So you want to make sure, since you do it with your eyes, that you get as, you know, get your money's worth. But yes, thank y'all very much for watching tonight. I am going to get back to this now, play with that a little bit, and I will talk to y'all a bit later. Thanks for watching.